Hi guys, it's Erin from Ginger Florals. Today is super fun. There's a few reasons for that. One, it's a beautiful sunny day. Last night we had a pretty wicked storm that we had to contend with, and I wasn't expecting sunshine and blue sky, but that's exciting. The second is we got a really fun package in the mail last night. And the last thing for me is that it's opening day of baseball and we're going to a game tonight. With that said, I only have a couple of hours to get some work done in the garden, and I thought we'd start with this package and see what we can get planted. I ordered this, many months ago. So this package is a box of lilies. It's their oriental lily called Vigneron. I don't know how to say it. I'll put the name on the screen. They are an oriental lily, so they're scented, but they're also a really, really soft canary yellow. I don't have any other lilies that are even close to that color, and I'm pretty excited to see how they do. So I talked about it in a recent video, but I decided I'm gonna fill this bed with as many of these lilies as I can set in there. Generally, I'm gonna grow these just like if I was growing them in crates, which means I can, in about a 1 by 2 foot area, I can fit 15 or so lilies in that area. And this is a 2 by 6, so it's not quite enough to get all of these. I have 150 of them here, but we'll see how they do. I'm gonna lay them all out and then see how far we get. And I'll walk you through which end is up and how deep to go and all of that when I get to that point. I'm also hoping with this little bit of time that I have before we're taking off to the baseball game, I'm gonna start hardening off some plants. Many of you guys have seen in recent videos that I don't have any room left in my greenhouse. The weather, it's gonna be relatively cool. We had a couple days in the 70s the last couple days, which is why we had a huge storm last night. But the temperatures are gonna stay up around mid 50s from here on out as far as I can see. And the lows will be in the mid to upper 40s. So all of my cooler tolerant flowers, I'm gonna start pulling the plants out, the trays, and hardening them off. And I'll show you how I plan to do that if and when we get to that point. First things first, we're gonna work on the lilies. Oh, look how big these bulbs are. They're huge. I don't know what they shipped them in. They look like shavings, but I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna lay these all out in the bed and then get going from there. I don't think we're gonna get very many at all with how big these are. Big. Okay, managed to get to place 80 of the bulbs in this bed, which is pretty good. It's a little over half of the 150. Sometime in the next couple of days, I need to figure out where I want to put all the rest of these. They're going to be gorgeous. I can't wait. And then, like I said, these guys, I can plant them this close together because at the end of this season, I do, for now anyways, plan to dig them up and find a permanent home for them. The oriental lilies are a bit of a love-hate thing for a lot of people, just because the scent can be so strong, so powerful. For me, I love it. I've got some stargazer lilies that I've had in my garden for just since I moved here 15 years ago. So it's one of my favorite flowers. It's definitely beautiful. This color, like I said, I've never had before, so I'm really looking forward to that. But ultimately, these should be good crop for this season, and the size of these bulbs tells me that I should get big clusters of flowers off of every single one of these, which will be the ultimate. Okay, so how to plant these. The roots obviously come down. Sometimes you'll get them and it won't have any roots. So The pointy end of this is the flowering stalk. So if it doesn't have any roots and you're confused, the pointy end of all of these, well, you can see them pretty well. The pointy end, it goes up basically. And then lilies, they grow, they don't need as much soil underneath of them as say a tulip, but they do need to be buried 6 to 8 inches deep, because as they grow up and out of here, they will put roots out from the stem. So you want to make sure that they have a good deep spot to go into. So this one, I'm doing just that. Put it down in there and then bury it in, and it'll grow just fine from there. I don't think I'm going to water these in, because I think at the end of, well, this evening it's supposed to rain a bunch more. And like I said, we had that storm last night. So again, everything in here is super, super moist. So I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, now I'm just going to get all of these planted, and that'll be it for this chore. And that 6 to 8 inches is from the bottom of your bulb, if it wasn't clear. Okay, got them all in. I figure I probably should have told you that this is a perennial bee balm. There's another one in that bed right there too, but this will happily compete with the size of the lilies. The bee balm gets pretty darn tall, so it'll be just fine right here. I'm looking forward to this, seeing what it looks like in a couple of months. The Oriental lilies bloom a little bit later for me than the Asian lilies. These guys will bloom in June. The Asian lilies usually bloom like late May, early June. These will bloom late June, but that's perfect for me. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that yellow color. I don't have much of that in my garden. I have some in my ranunculus, but not a bulb or a perennial, aside from my daffodils, of course. But everything else is in the pinks and purples, and these should be really pretty. They'll complement it all really well. All right, now I'm gonna get this part cleaned up. Getting a little sidetracked on the way back. Look at these guys. These are so pretty. We had to put the hoops up and cover all these last night for that storm. Look at these guys. Avant-garde. It's tulip season. We've got loads. They're all coming. See, some are pretty short, those guys, and some were hit and miss. But as long as we get most of them, I'll be happy. Also, check these guys out. We pulled all these into undercover. These ranunculus are getting ready to bloom. Some of these are my absolute favorite. Oh, so exciting. Like, I'm over the moon. Okay, let me take a look. I don't really have space on the deck. Oh, let's see. I think I'm gonna have to tackle the hardening off tomorrow. I'm running out of time, and I've got a tarp drying on the deck where I would normally put everything, and it needs to dry before we put it away. We had to use it. That was part of the cover for last night for protecting all the tulips. Yeah, I'll pull a few things out, I think, and put them on the bench right here, but that's about as far as I can get. All right, that's about everything I can free up. I want to free up right now before I have the deck to go put everything on. The deck has a cover which protects everything when they're first put in or taken out of the greenhouse, because they're pretty wimpy. They've been really nice and cozy inside of there. But let's see what we've got. I pulled out foxglove. This is a bunch of our perennials for this garden right here, the pollinator garden. This is bupleurum, feverfew, some echinacea, my really sad crop, oh, and weeds, sad crop of bells of Ireland. We have some lupin, and then over here is all the sweet peas and pincushion flowers and all the ranunculus. It's time to start getting them all in. These guys have been outside for a while, so those guys are good, ready to get planted. These guys are going to need a few days. So generally when you are hardening off plants, especially when they're coming from a real warm greenhouse, you want to give them a few days of slow acclimation. Generally that means you pull them out for a few hours the first day, then put them back in overnight, then pull them out for a few more hours the following day, and so on. I'm a little bit harsh, I guess, with my plants, and I pull them out to a protected spot, and it's kind of, unless it's going to freeze or something, it's kind of survival of the fittest. I try not to put them anywhere that's in like harsh direct sunlight. Like, I don't want to put them right here. This is the south side of my this is the south side of our property, and it would just get all the afternoon sun, and these guys are not ready for that. They've been under the roof of the greenhouse this whole time. But when I put them under the cover of the deck, it protects them from those harsh UV rays, but it lets them get acclimated to the temperature because it's wide open, obviously. And then right here, this spot where we just put all these, it's protected. It's on the north side of the greenhouse, so it'll be okay. These guys shouldn't struggle too much. And they're all really cold hardy plants, so they should be just fine. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. The next one or two, we'll get all the rest of the cold hardy plants out to harden off, the stalk, the snapdragons, everything else, and clear out room in the greenhouse because I have more seeds to start. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Comment if you have any questions or other tips or tricks about hardening off plants or planting lilies. And hit subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.